Hi, I'm Karsten, author of the YA novel Wildefire, and this is my cat Maverick, who's decided that he's going to sit his fat ass on my laptop every time I hit the record button on the webcam.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a treat. Make her complexion like peaches and cream.
Wildefire is the story of a Polynesian volcano goddess who's reincarnated into the body of a 16-year-old girl. But my writing career actually began 20 years ago when I was 6 in the first grade, when I wrote this picture book, which was about an adventurous worm who put on scuba gear and went exploring in an underwater, sunken, haunted ghost ship and gets attacked by ghouls. So clearly my storytelling's all gone downhill since then. The best part is that if you look really closely at the illustrations, you can see that the worms have beaks and feet. So I think I was going for some sort of hybrid between a worm, a cat, and a parrot. On a couple of the pages there are speech bubbles where the worm is saying "oof," U-F. I don't really know what that means or what I intended, but it is F-U backwards, so maybe I was trying to be rebellious and slip some profanity past the oppressive censorship of my first grade teacher. This is my favorite page because the worm looks like a chicken McNugget. I mean, this was really the perfect book. It has action, it has chase sequences, it has ghosts, it has exploding ships, it has romance because there's a Mrs. Worm, and the best part is that it's only 7 pages long. Nowadays, I need 393 pages to tell a story. So by now you're thinking, okay, so at 6 you could draw a couple of pictures and tell some ghost stories about worms, but could you write? Let me read you a passage from this journal entry I wrote at age 6. It's titled Nature. One time I found a dead cardinal at my front doorstep. I like nature. I like dolphins. I like birds. I like rocks. Unfortunately, my handwriting when I was 6 is nearly impossible to decipher now. Like, I'm trying to read this journal entry, and what it says to me is corn cob pineapple Erica chapter, west side of the house close to the log wall opossum. And if you end up with a signed copy of Wildefire, you'll see that my signature and my handwriting hasn't changed much in 20 years. This was me 20 years ago. Between the part in my hair and my black turtleneck, I clearly had a stronger fashion sense back then. What inspires me to write? I get to wake up every morning and make things up for a living. As far as I'm concerned, the only person who has a better job than I do is the penguin tamer at the aquarium. When I was in high school, I was actually voted most likely to succeed in my high school yearbook. That's me. But I was secretly devastated because I didn't get the superlative for best butt. I feel like there's so much advice out there about never giving up and writing every day, and that might work for some people, but the best advice that I can give you is just to cut yourself some slack. I started writing Wildefire after a long break from writing, and I'll hold to my dying day that I don't think writing the book the way that it came out would have been possible unless I'd come back refreshed. Because sometimes you just work yourself too hard, and over time your writing will get stagnant. So don't be afraid to take a day or a week or even a month, if that's what you need, off just to engage with storytelling in other ways, whether you're going to the movies or just reading more books, or even opening up the newspaper. God, who reads newspapers anymore anyway? Honestly, the worst writing that I do is when I force myself to sit down on my desk and just stare at the laptop screen, and some of the best writing that's come out are days when I go sit on the porch and just listen to the rain for a while and let the story percolate in my head. As far as advice for what not to do, don't ever write the first draft of your novel on an Etch-a-Sketch. Because I did that once, and there's no save feature.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a treat. Make her complexion like peaches and cream. Give her 2 lips like